Yo, what's up, guys? Lately I've been streaming a lot of ICC and I've been tanking Keleseth on the Blood Council on my Demo Warlock and my Shadow Priest, and a ton of people have been asking about it, so I'm just going to make a quick little video about it. Alright, so as you know, you can tank this ad right here, Keleseth, as a, either Demo Warlock or a Shadow Priest. Yes, you can use a regular tank, but this kind of helps prog a little bit in my opinion, so it's kind of just up to you. You don't really need anything extra besides putting as much stamina as you can on. My Warlock is using the 2 Brewfest trinkets, but I've also did this on another Warlock where I wasn't using the 2 trinkets. But the big thing that you need to do is your goal is just to get the new Dark Nucleuses on you, and it's really easy for both of us to do that because you can use a rank 1 Agony, right, on the Demo lock, because this is a 24-second timer and it also does very, very little damage. And why you want to use a dot instead of like an instant cast is because, as you know, in your raid, someone will accidentally hit a nucleus and it pulls it off you, right? So the nucleus threat works is whoever hits it last, that's who it goes to, okay? So in order to prevent that, if you put a dot on there, if somebody accidentally hits it, your dot will then tick after that and it'll come back to you. And obviously you don't want to use a max rank dot because it will kill it. Thus you will use a rank 1 Curse of Agony or a rank 1 Shadow Word Pain. So your goal is just to stand there and make sure that you're 12 yards away and nobody's by you, so you don't get hit with the Empowered Shock Vortex or whatever it's called. And then you're just going to run around and rank 1 dot to get everything to you. Also know that if you move, it's going to be kind of rough because you get a stacking dot as you move as well. So going into the fight, I like the portal right when the fight starts, okay? And then you're just going to go as normal. They had me do a Death Coil on opener because even with an MD, I would kind of pull aggro. If it goes to, if he's the second one up, sometimes like they would still pull aggro. I don't know how. So I would just coil just to initiate combat on that. You don't need to do that. It's just what I was told to do. So I was doing that. And then I portal right away just so I can port back. So it just means I can run around. If a Dark Nucleus spawns way over there, I can boot over there and then dot it and then port back as soon as I can. So it minimizes that debuff you get from moving. And just do your normal rotation just to build threat on Keleseth. Send your Felguard in on Prince Valinar and just rank 1 Agony the Nucleuses. So right now you're just doing your normal rotation on Keleseth while looking around for Nucleuses. When they spawn, just put a rank 1 Agony up. You just keep doing do it the whole time, and you just keep looking for them. You want to go, and the problem is that you can have is a nucleus can spawn like way over here, and you don't want to run way over there and do it because you'll get a lot of the debuff. What we do is we have like someone in the middle grab it with something cheap so it comes to them, and then I'll pull it off of them. Anyway, you just keep going, keep BPSing, looking for any dark nucleuses that come up. There's another one here. You just grab it with the Curse and Agony, get back to your spot, make sure you watch out for it. The Empowered Vortex is going to happen in a little bit. You should be able to post up here because you guys should have raid assignments to where nobody gets hit. Nucleus spawns by me. I get it. No problem. Another thing you can do is if there's a kinetic bomb that's by you, obviously you can send your Felguard on it. You should send your Felguard on it. So that's just to help out. And then next it'll switch over to Keleseth here in a little bit. Okay, now that it's on Keleseth, this is where it gets a little hairy because it empowers the Shadow Bolts, right? So first off, I save meta for this because of the armor boost, right? So just keep your meta, pop your meta as soon as it goes. And then you can get help if you're taking extra damage. Obviously, you have Death Coil. If you didn't use it on opener, you have your Hellstone. You should Shadow Ward. You also have AM Shadows from Paladins and Hand of Sack too, which helps a lot. So that's one thing that I usually try to ask for right away. Remember, you're also tanky because you have Soul Link on. You're going to have a lot of any other stam trinkets or stam gear that you can have on. Your damage doesn't matter here. Any damage you do to these ads when they're at 1% doesn't even show up on the meters, let alone the logs. So just put on some stam gear, PvP gear, whatever you have on that has some stamina. It kind of helps out a little bit, right? Anyway, you can ask for an AM Shadow here. You can, depending on how many Paladins you can get whatever you want. And it's a Hand of Sack, blow meta, and just keep spamming into the boss. While looking for more Dark Nucleuses. I try not to run way out of the way, but by now you pretty much need to have at least 4 Nucleuses to survive. I think I've survived once with 3, but I try not to move too far away. As I see a Nucleus here, I try not to run too far away to get it because I don't want to, like, one time I did it and I ran way out of the way and then the healer I got out of the healing zone and I ended up dying, right? So to stand here and tank the boss like you normally would, your Doom's going to blow up, so you shouldn't have any problem with threat here at all. Just keep all the Nucleuses on you, and then when the Prince power-up switch to Talodran, just make sure that you move into the middle. You can keep all these on you with another rank 1 Agony to make sure nobody accidentally hits it if you want. They're going to start getting kind of low and dying by themselves. Switch to Talodran, just get back in the middle and watch out for your fire, just in case you get the Empowered Flame, and that's it for that. For Shadow Priest, it's generally the same thing you just did as a Demo lock. You're just going to stand off in the distance so you don't get hit with the Empowered Vortex and get knocked back by anybody. Do your normal rotation on Keleseth, but this time you're going to use a rank 1 Shadow Word Pain on all of them for the same reason that you did in Agony. If somebody accidentally pulls a Nucleus, your dot will tick over it and take it back. I like to mouse over all my Shadow Word Pains as well because it just makes it easier so I don't have to target it. You're just going to look around for Dark Nucleuses everywhere and run to them if you can. And then come right back to your spot and just chill and wait for him to be active. Just as it was on 25 man, you want to have at least 4 to do this. You can do it with 3, but it gets really, really scary. Shadow's pretty good for this too, because you have dispersion and other things that help you as well. So I have 4 of them now, and then it's going to switch targets here in a little bit. It switches to me, and this is where it gets hairy right here. You have a couple options. You can dispersion right off rip, right? Just to avoid that first burst of damage, but you can also aim shadow, hand of sack, and everything else that you have right here, okay? This is a good time to pop a hellstone or anything else that you can do to survive. And just keep slamming into Keleseth while you just keep the dark nucleuses on you. And of course, after it switches over to Prince Taladram, you just quickly go into the middle so you don't die. And that's it, guys. I hope this helped a little bit. This is just a quick one to help anybody out who's tanking, okay? Good luck out there. Kill the boss. Get the loot. You win. GG.